What's good, guys? It is Crime Comp,
This is Crime Comp.
and this is story time. This is the first story time on this channel. Stories about past situations, allegedly, and it's from the times when I was addicted to drugos, okay? And you may be asking yourself, Crime, to the comp, why are you wearing a mask? Well, that's a great question, sir. Ma'am, that's a great question. I'm wearing a mask because I actually got this mask on one of my last trips to Kensington, Philadelphia, allegedly. You know what? My friend gave me this mask on his last trip. Yeah. My friend gave me this mask on his last trip to Kensington. And the story he told me about the mask, right, was he had basically just copped. Okay, so what does cop means? It means he just picked up. He just bought some of the drugs that he was looking for. So in his case, he was looking for the strong stuff, okay, the good stuff, the Fetty Wap, the heroin. And what did he get? He got trank, mainly trank, for sure, mainly trank. And what ended up happening was he goes down, okay? So Kensington, there's different streets and they're lettered, okay? There's like A Street, B Street, C Street, D Street. There's alley, and then there's obviously names for streets. But anyway, so he goes down one of these lettered streets. And typically everything's fine. Like it's pretty calm around there, but he goes to cop, right? And he sees someone standing on the side. It's two guys. It's this old guy who is basically holding the drugs for the main dealer. The main dealer like just hired this guy, this old guy. He's probably paying him with drugs to do the deals on the street because he didn't want to do it. Smart guy. And the old guy, it being his first time out on the job, he put the drugs, in this case, it was crack. You can get drugs in the same places, but typically there's like a alley or a street for crack, and then there's a street for dope, like heroin, fent. So my friend is in the crack area, okay? My friend definitely got in the crack a little bit, definitely smoked a little bit of crack in his day, all right? That's for sure. Basically, my friend is waiting to buy crack. Okay, so my friend has to drive down to Kensington every time. He doesn't live near Kensington. It's about like a 45-minute to an hour drive, right? So he typically picks up a decent amount, but it is all for himself. Okay, so when he goes down, he's spending at least $100, probably more though, on the crack. And if you know anything about crack, it's like $5 a hit, $5 a vial. Now, you could actually break these rocks in half, in my opinion, and that's typically what my friend did, because one vial, one hit of that was just like, it would send you to the moon for sure.
And lift off.
So
the crew of Artemis 2
at least
now
that's what he
bound
said.
for the
So
moon.
anyway, standing in line, because there's a line of crackheads waiting to buy crack. So we're standing in line, and basically what they'll do is, in Kensington, is they'll tell you to sit in between the cars so that like cops don't see you and everything. So they'll tell you to sit in between cars. And the old guy's looking for the crack to get it from the trash can, but he can't find it because the crack sack he had fell to the bottom of the trash can. Well, now there's a line, and actually I'm first in line, to be honest. So I got there and I was like first in line. Then more people started to come, more crackheads. So then they're actually formed like a line. Like there was probably like 7, 8, 9, 10 of us. Or my friend was in the front of the line. So anyway, it was taking this. He couldn't find the crack in the trash can. So the main guy, the guy who gave the old guy the crack to sell, the actual dealer, comes in and he starts looking for it. Well, now we've got like an accumulation of like 10, 12 crackheads and 2 guys that are like rummaging through a trash can, okay, like taking trash out. So what happens is an undercover cop pulls up, dude, like just so quick. No one saw him come, just boom, and pulls up. 2 guys hop out and looks at my friend, and he's like, get out of here. Now the friend was sitting like on the sidewalk in between 2 cars, but they saw him, like they were watching everything. And he's like, get out of here. So my friend leaves, right? Starts walking away. Obviously, the other crackheads, they just went away. I think they got the old guy. And I say this because I'm walking, right? I'm walking down the street, the alley, out of sight of the cops, out of sight of the other crackheads. And mind you, as I mentioned earlier, I try to only go down there like once a week. So I grab a decent amount, right? So the drug dealer was like, fuck, dude. Like, he was pissed that he didn't make this deal and that I was going to get crack from someone else. So I'm walking down the street, and all of a sudden I hear run, run, run. And it's the drug dealer, not the old guy, but the drug dealer who gave the old guy the crack, running after me. He's like, run away. Run.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, what the fuck? So I turn around. He's like, you still want to buy crack? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay. He's like, okay, so run. I got more like over there, but the cops are following us, and they were. So he, I guess, ran away from the cops because they probably tried to stop the old guy and him. But he, I guess, ran away. So then the cops had pulled away then, right? They left the old guy. They left the crack in the trash can. They were like, I'm not searching the trash can for this shit. Like, fuck it. And that's just how it is down there. So they, I guess, got back in their undercover car and were coming after the main drug dealer who was coming after me. So now me and him are running down the street, and there's the undercover cop car. We can see it now. We're all the way at the end of this street because we're booking it. And we can see at the end of this street, which is where we started, that the undercover cop car is there. Well, they also hit up dispatch for sure because there's other cops eventually driving around and shit. So I make it to the end of the street. He makes it to the end of the street, and he's like, here, go here, which here is behind this car, like in the grass. So now I'm ducked in the grass, right? Like hiding in the grass. And he goes to the car that's in front of the car that I'm hiding behind. And he goes in and pulls out a bunch of crack. Well, he grabs it. He grabs it and closes the door. And literally as he is walking, right? So I'm behind the car, next to the car he just got the crack out of. He closes the door, and right after he closes the door, a cop just drives right by, dude. And what does he do? He takes this sack of crack and just tosses it behind the car where I am, and it lands right there. And I'm like, oh shoot. Now luckily the cop didn't see this. The cop didn't see that, right? That would have been very bad. And he's telling me, he's like walking away to make it seem like he didn't just throw crack and there's no one behind the car, me, allegedly. And so he walks away and he's like, hey, leave the cash there, like behind the, like under the tire or whatever. So that's what I do. I leave it there. But now I gotta go over this bridge, okay? It separates like Kensington. Even though this is still considered Kensington, there's like, crack Kensington and then the main street. I used to literally come up the main street, park, and then go over this bridge, and then you're in Crackville. So I got to get back over this bridge, but I got to walk, right? Because my car is on the other side. I would never, ever bring my car over that bridge, dude, because you're just screwed, right? Like if the cops see, like you don't want to be driving through there because you're going to get stopped in an alley. Like literally guys will walk out in front of you, stop your vehicle, be like, hey, you want to buy crack? You want to buy dope? Like you got no shot. You're buying it. Even if you don't want it, you're going to buy it. And then you're going to smoke that shit and you're going to love it. And then, no, remember, this is all allegedly. So I'm still waiting behind the car. Luckily the car is like, I can see the bridge. It's only about like 100 feet to get to the bridge. I'm still behind the car. After about 2 minutes, I get up and I'm sprint walking to the bridge. I'm almost at the bridge, and then a cop is behind me. Okay, he's like coming up behind me, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, and then all of a sudden he takes a left, and I'm like, thank goodness. So then I walk over the bridge. And pretty much how I used to determine my safety was if I made it over this bridge, we were in the clear, boys. We were in the clear. So what do? I get over the bridge, I hop in my car, and we get to smoking some crack. Because you're not waiting. You're not waiting, dude. You've been thinking about this crack for the entire hour drive, like itching, right? You're driving like this. Okay, you're driving fast, like you want to get there. And you don't have any crack on you at that moment, so you're driving fast. Like, I'm gonna fucking get there. And so as soon as you get that crack, dude, and as soon as, well, this is me, allegedly, as soon as I would get that crack and I would cross that bridge, oh, dude, like a sigh of relief would just like, and it was one of the greatest feelings. Now, the next greatest feeling was getting in the car. Okay, so I'd get in the car, and as soon as I got in that motherfucker, dude, it was just, and yeah, I'd probably do about two maybe, like the first go, you go hard. So like that first go was like 2-3 rocks, and then we'd be on our way. I would actually get out of the vehicle again and walk to get the downers, the dopey dope, the Fetty Wap, the NyQuil, allegedly. And now I didn't smoke crack for that long. Crack kind of came toward the end of my addiction. I really wasn't always into uppers, like, ever. I was always been in love with the downers. Xanny bars, heroin, Percocet, like, just loved it. Did it for many, many years, double-digit years, 15, 16 years. And it wasn't until like the last 3 months, 4 months, 6 months tops of my addiction, allegedly, was when I really got into the crack. And it's because the crack was great. Absolutely stunning, like unbelievably good. And the heroin was not heroin. It wasn't even fentanyl anymore. It was tranquilizers. It was awful. It's fucking terrible, that shit. Literally, it just knocks you out, puts you to sleep. Not like, you don't even, it's not like you feel like high. And for the people that have done opiates, they know what I'm talking about. Like actually getting high, like feeling good. Like this does not do that. This just puts you to sleep. Like, that's it. There's no actual like body feeling, really. Like you're just tired. And uppers and downers was something I always liked mixing. As I said before, though, like typically I would just stick with downers, but there was on occasion back in the days when I would, do speedballs or like, you mix the yayo with the heroin, and then I did get into shooting, so I would do that, shooting up, and that it was a good mix. You'd be like up, but like feeling great. Yeah. So towards the end there, like I said, I got into the crack because it was only tranquilizers, and the tranquilizers in Kensington are terrible. I don't even understand why they would make the transition from heroin, fentanyl, crank. Like, stick with the heroin, dude. The heroin was bomb. That shit was fire, dude.
Can your vagina be too wet?
As I've mentioned in previous videos, I used to do heroin, allegedly, and run fucking marathons, brother. Marathons, dude. I was uppity, feeling great. Like, it wasn't like you're slumped over like this. Like, I was never really that guy until fentanyl came along, and until definitely tranquilizer came along. Because the tranquilizer, literally, you're walking, and then you're just done. You're cooked. You're sleeping right there. Next 6 hours, you're sleeping. Wherever you are, you could literally be in the middle of a run. No, you're not running on track. You could be in the middle of a walk, and then you'll just fall asleep. Literally on train. But heroin, like, I was never like a real like dippy guy. I was always up. It just made me feel good. It actually gave me energy, heroin and the perkies. And yeah, I was committed to them for a long time. But the trank, dude, sucks. Like, it's so bad. It is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. You literally just sleep on it. and it's definitely going to kill you. Like, it will definitely kill you, dude. There was this one time, allegedly, and this was towards the end of my addiction. I was at my parents' house, and I'd sleep downstairs on the couch, and I had gotten so wrecked that I was sleeping, right? And then I woke up around like 2 or 3 a.m., and as a nicotine lover, yep, addicted to everything, as a nicotine lover and a vaporist, I would, well, that did not sound good. What? A vapor, I would use a vaporizer. First thing you do when you get up in the morning is you rip the vape. Anybody who has a vape knows this. Anybody, you just do. Anybody addicted to nicotine, you know this, okay? You either smoke a cigarette with your coffee first thing in the morning, or as soon as your eyes open in bed, you're ripping that vape. So it's 2, 3 a.m., and I've been knocked out cold from the tranquilizer. Well, my heart rate was so low, like it was probably at like 15 beats per minute, literally, not even joking. Not even joking. And I know you're going to say, no, you'd be dead. No. I, in all my years of using opiates, never overdosed once. I've come close, but never overdosed once. So what happened is when I woke up at 3 a.m. and I ripped the vape, my heart just went like that. And I literally, dude, I like jumped, got the blanket off of me. I thought I was going to die. And my heart rate was so slow and went to so fast that like it like made me confused. Like I was like, whoa. Like I didn't know who I was, where I was. So I literally ran upstairs to my parents and I was like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Call the ambulance. Call the ambulance. My dad like kind of thought it was funny. And my mom's like, oh my God, oh my God. And then all of a sudden my heart went back down. But it was not good at all. It was not good at all. And what did I proceed to do? I went downstairs, did another line, and knocked the fuck out again. Now, as I had previously stated, I would cross this bridge, right? And I did this majority of the time. For the majority of the years I was doing drugs, this was my spot, okay? I would park here, cross the bridge, never drove over the bridge, but I'd get my drugs and then come back over the bridge, get in the car, do a little bit, and then be on my way, basically. But towards the end, I ended up meeting this guy who was a Philadelphia native. He smoked crack, and he happened to be walking the same place I was going to. But I, for many, many years, never really took the train. I always had a car. So I would always drive down, which was absolutely retarded. So stupid. Yeah, we'll get into that another time. But I took the train, and I was taking the train a lot at the end of my addiction. Like with the last month, I was taking the train pretty much every day that I would go down. And I got off the train, but the problem was I'd get off the train here, and where I had to go was like way over here. So I had to walk a good bit, like a 35, 40-minute walk, and I wasn't getting an Uber because, no, every dollar I had was going towards the drugs. So I get off the train, and I'm walking, and I end up running into this guy, although it wasn't really coincidence. Like, he walked right up to me. He knew where I was going, what I was doing. Like, I was speed walking. Mind you, this is like wintertime, okay? So it is freezing. There's ice on the ground. It is fucking cold. I got like this on, literally. That's why I'll get into the mask. So I'm walking to my usual spot, to the bridge, which is like a 35-minute walk. And he's walking in the same direction, but to a different spot. And again, he's a Philly native, so he knows where the good shit is. Well, he's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to this street where the bridge. He's like, no. He's like, follow me. So, of course, I follow him. Of course, there was a, incentive there, right? I had to gift him some of the crack, some of the rock for his directions. We did end up becoming kind of friends. Cool guy. A lot older than me, but cool guy. He was actually in prison for, I think he said murder. He could have been, no, he wasn't lying, dude. He had just gotten out of prison like a year before this. And he introduces me to this new street that has the crack of all crack. I don't promote the shit, but if you're gonna smoke crack, this is the street. Kensington's got it, and it's this cracked out dude who's selling the crack. Like, he was definitely getting paid in crack, dude. This guy was... young guy, too. Actually, kind of had some weight on him, which is surprising. I don't know how he would be able to eat fucking anything. Like, I was a twig during my addiction years. You type in crackhead on Google, it's that fucking image. The craziest crackhead. It was a very good selling point to some extent because you knew the shit was good. The guy was out of his fucking mind. Allegedly. This is all allegedly. Allegedly. I can't say that enough. None of this is real. Don't listen to anything I'm saying. So my friend, George, takes me to this guy. And George is like, hey, my buddy here, he's got money. And he's like, how much do you want? I'm like, I want $100 worth of crack.
How about you take off?
Which is 35. They would give me 35. They'd throw in like an extra one. It was actually 34, but they would throw in an extra one, 35 little vials of the crack. Thank you. Very much appreciated. And we'd stand on the street and it took a while for him to do this because he's got to count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like a little, like, imagine a little mason jar. Okay, there you go. That is like the crack. That was like the vial, basically. So imagine, right there, this guy who's cracked out of his mind has to count these things. So I was standing there, me and my friend George. George was, hanging out. But I was standing there for a while where this guy was just handing me vial by vial by vial. That was the crack spot for the end of my crack days. What can I say? Oh, okay, let me get into the mask, which this is a new series. I don't know if I'm going to wear this mask every time I tell a crime comp story, which every crime comp story is alleged. Never actually happened. It's actually fake. It never actually happened. Okay, ever. Not real, totally fake. Anything I say is bullshit. I got this mask one of my last weeks in Kensington. Okay, hold up. Bring it back. So when I got up from behind the car, there was a cop behind me that ended up taking a left. He didn't realize it was me who had ran. I went over the bridge, and then after I got in my car, I got back out. I was buying dope this time instead of crack. So I got the dope, and on my way back, I took a different route back to my car, and I ended up being in a park. I was obviously sketched out because the cops were kind of looking for me, and there was this kid sitting in the park, and he was selling these things. So I was explaining to him what happened, and he was like, "You want a mask, like to hide yourself?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude." So I just gave him like a bag or two of dope, and he gave me the mask, and that's how I got the mask, which it's kind of just like a legendary mask, and it makes sense to wear it for the Crime Comp story series, even though each story's fake, not real. Don't ever listen to it, but none of it's real. It's all alleged. Everything. The mask, fake, alleged. Not actually on my face. Anyway, that's how we got the mask. That's how Crime Comp became Crime Comp, baby. Yeah.
This is Crime Comp.